Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new video, and welcome to Moscow Center. Yes, I'm right in the heart of Moscow today. I'm right here by Kuznetsky Mosque street, which is pretty much right behind me, and off to my left is Sum, the very famous ultra-luxury department store, and I'm going to take you for a bit of a walk around today. I have a few streets which I've kind of previously visited before, but I just want to show you how some of the big brands have basically left Russia. Now there's a few streets just around where I am here where it's now becoming kind of like a ghost town, so to speak, so let's go check that out. Now it is light rain falling exactly as I started to make my video, so I already had this planned out today, so let's go check out some of the shops, shall we? Now as we cross the street walking up Kuznetsky Mosque here, you can see that there is quite a lot of people around. It is basically late afternoon on a Wednesday, so this is basically a working day in Moscow. So there's a lot of people, going about their business, coming shopping, coming out for lunch, going to cafes. So there is a place here on the corner which is basically closed. Now this video will focus a lot on closed businesses, so I don't remember what was exactly here. This is the only thing now. I don't have a photographic memory of every business on every street, but up on the right hand side here is definitely closed. This is actually where the huge Nike store is, or was, and we're going to see it just after these hoardings here. So I think some of these businesses have actually kind of come into a little bit of luck, in that while they've actually got empty or vacant stores, they can do some renovations. So they've actually closed off this whole building here for them to do some work. Now I'll just point out on the left right here, this was Krispy Kreme. Now all of the signage has been taken down. You can just see a couple of wires poking out where the signage was before. And it's now called Donuts and Coffee. Now all of the signs and posters and everything has disappeared. So kind of very interesting that they've gone so quickly. This is the big multi-level Zara here, which is also closed. So they've actually got all of their stuff in the store as is. Now there is talk that they may open either at the end of this month or next month, so whether or not it's under new ownership or not. Now this road is closed to traffic, but the odd car comes out the back of buildings. And this building right here with the green facade, Mikhailov, was actually where the Nike store was, and it was really a signature building that was basically built here. And it's basically everything is stripped out of it. It kind of went up like 5 or 6 levels, literally. I've been in here a couple of times, but such a big store. But there is not a thing inside. All the furniture's gone, all the stands, displays, signs, literally everything. You can just see the Nike logo above the door right there. It's the last kind of remnants of knowing that Nike was right here in this building. So this is Kuznetsky Mosque. It's actually a really nice street to come for a walk, plenty of cafes and places to eat and just relax and walk through the middle of Moscow. Now just on the corner here, right across from Sum, which you can just see off in the background, this was the Adidas store. Now these guys are basically removing the last remnants of anything that was in the store. They're actually taking the speakers down for the sound system that played outside the store. Now all the windows are basically covered over, so you can't see anything. Everything is gone inside. So you can see the guys there removing the last piece of valuable equipment that was attached to the building. And then those guys removing the speakers there, they've got to come around and take away these couple on this side as well, and also the CCTV cameras They're literally taking anything down that's got any kind of value. And then you see now everybody just hanging out on the wall here outside the store. Now that Adidas has gone completely, it's kind of the life is slowly kind of getting sucked out of Moscow, street by street. And actually we'll see just ahead here on the right hand side the Tag Heuer store, and then Longines. So Tag Heuer, part of Louis Vuitton or LVMH. These guys have also closed down their store entirely as well and vacated. So where they put the black plastic up here, you'll see essentially everything is gone from the store. They've just left one sign up there with the phone number if anyone needs to contact them. And then Longines here is also gone. They've actually still got their cabinets inside, but there's no products inside, no staff in there. It's a completely empty store. So Sum is basically the sister or brother store to Gum. This is more of a kind of single shop department store versus Gum being a kind of walk-through shopping center. And they always tend to do something seasonally right here, so they're setting up some kind of event, I would imagine, for the weekend. As we swing around here, we'll actually see where Tommy Hilfiger used to be. They've actually still got all the clothing inside and the mannequins, but the Tommy Hilfiger sign's been essentially ripped off the wall completely. So that's completely gone. And then over here we'll see Omega, or Amiga, depending on where you're living and how you pronounce it. This place is also closed down entirely, so they've just took out some of their displays from the window. They've got kind of posters up over all the windows as the rain gets a little bit stronger. So just on the other corner from where the Omega shop was is the Bulgari shop, and that's also all gone as well, and the signage has been taken down, and then there's some basically kind of big posters in the windows just to cover up the kind of view inside. So yeah, then actually this building's under a bit of remodeling at the same time as well, so they can take advantage of that while the stores are all closed. Now as we look up Kuznetsky Mosque Street towards Tverskaya Street, off in the very distance, we'll see here a building on the right hand side which is also closed, called Cartier. So you guys may know that as the very famous watch brand primarily, but they have some other jewelry and watches and sunglasses, but you pretty much can't see in the store at all. They've got it completely covered over by curtains or blinds, I guess they are. So I'm pretty sure that one worker there is just on a bit of a break, and he's busy inside taking some of the things apart in the shop itself. And then over on the other side of the same building, we have all of the other watch stores, which have essentially all closed as well, which is Panerai and Vacheron Constantin right here. So these are all basically closed off stores now. This entire building, on the lower level especially, has all been shut down. So there's nobody able to go into any of these shops to do any shopping. So such a shame. It really is a nice spot here in Moscow center, and to see every one of these stores all within a half a mile or a kilometer apart. It's not that far that I'm walking here to check this out. Now just across the road is a place called Petrovsky Passage. Now this is a uber luxury shopping mall. It's got a couple of entrances here, and it's got the big glass roof similar to Gum has. But then if you have a look outside, there's a couple of closed stores as well. Van Cleef & Arpels, that's all gone. And then Tiffany as well. They've closed up entirely as well, as we see somebody waiting for their passenger here with their Mercedes. A lot of the people that come shopping in this shopping mall will come with their driver, get dropped off and picked up. Now I couldn't not include this in the video here. There's a couple having a bit of a pre-wedding photo shoot right here, and it's basically set here right behind the in front of the Chanel store, which is unfortunately closed as well. This is in that lower part of this building. And then there's another brand here closed also, Yves Salomon. So this store is also closed, but this very nice couple here getting some photos taken. This is a very common thing in Russia. When you basically get married, you'll come for a pre-wedding photo shoot rather than doing it on the day when you're with all friends and family. You do it ahead of time. And then again in the next building over, we have even more stores closed. So Boucheron, Uliz Nadin. I'm not sure of that brand, but that store's entirely closed and plastic on their windows. And then the Philip Plein store also off in the distance there. And then there's another one on the right there that the signage is gone from there. So yeah, these are all entire buildings where all the lower level shops are gone. And then just down from one of these government buildings right here, have a look at this place, by the way. You'll see this huge Gucci store. Now it spans 4 levels and it's just a big building, kind of an entire building of Gucci, or I guess what was the house of Gucci is no longer. So, and then there's another one closed over here as well, Brunello Cucina. I'm not sure of that brand. If anyone knows some of these odd names that I'm pronouncing, let me know. But again, this is kind of boarded up and closed entirely. And then this was one of the main reasons for making this video, is to come and see Stolshinikov Lane. Now I've probably butchered that name entirely, but this is kind of one of the main luxury streets of Moscow here, along with where we've seen already. But we'll see quite a few stores closed here on this one street, and pretty much everyone's just using it as a thoroughfare now, as we see some beautiful architecture right alongside all of these shops here. Yeah, what a nice street this is. So there is quite a lot of shops to cover on this street, so we'll start off here at the Dior store. So this has got kind of blinds. I guess they've actually kind of screwed them onto the front windows of the whole store. They've left the wording up, but the Dior store is no longer here. And you can just see, looking back, it just feels gloomy. Okay, we've had a little bit of a rain shower, but the life has been sucked out of Moscow little by little. And then directly across from Dior is Fendi. And then Fendi has completely disappeared as well. So this entire lower level of this store has been basically covered over. There's a couple of signs on the window with the telephone numbers to contact again, but it's very strange street to walk along, where literally 95% of all the businesses are closed here. So what would have been kind of definitely more hustle bustle in the past, all of the shops are gone and closed down entirely. Ferragamo over here, so they've got their stuff in the window still, but they're closed also. So yeah, it's not a pretty sight, depending on how you look at it. And if Dior didn't have enough shops, here's another one. They have another outlet here. I think this was the cosmetics store from their other business that we just saw. But again, store after store is closed. I could probably do this in one take and just point out all of these shops that have disappeared. And over here on the left is Walford as well. These guys are kind of tearing everything out of the store as well. There's actually some guys working in there at the moment. So they're basically taking out all of the fixtures, everything out of the stores, and then I'd imagine somehow trying to recoup the money from them being closed. And here is the smaller Cartier boutique on the right hand side. So this is also not here. So yeah, it's shop after shop It's really, I don't know what to say, everybody. I mean, I think I kind of catch a little bit of criticism when I kind of say it's not, when it's sad that they're all closed, but then some people want to see them all closed. Richard Mille, or Richard Millie. I guess I'm always going to say that wrong, but these guys are not here any longer as well. They basically had the whole couple of storefronts right here. And then we'll see Harry Winston off on the right-hand side. This kind of darker looking building. And then Miu Miu. I don't know much about this brand, but these guys are also closed as well. So everywhere we look, stores closed. So as we look back down the street where we've just been walking here, we'll also see Hermes. How do we pronounce that? Hermes. Hermes. This is entirely closed. This is kind of its own building right here as well. It's not part of another building. It's its own kind of standalone store. So yeah, the upstairs would have all been offices and storage, and then downstairs the main shop. But this is completely gone. Everything's gone from inside as well. Now I've come to the end of the laneway here where we've been walking, and we'll see here kind of the rest of the, I guess we can call it doom and gloom. Prada is no longer here. And then across the road is the Louis Vuitton store. This kind of took up a whole corner block as well. It's a bit hard to see how big this place is, but it's kind of over two very big levels, but it's the whole corner of this building all the way up. Actually, I'll just point out across the road here because it's kind of the same street still. Nespresso is also closed. Nespresso even had like a flagship store here. Check this place out. How nice is the building it's in? But these guys are gone also. And then next door to Louis Vuitton is this standalone Chanel store. Now that the rain has stopped, now and the sun's come out, it's a bit hard to kind of make out the building here, but we can see here looking back these fairy lights, which they've got in a lot of the closed streets in Moscow. And then there's Piaget here on the left-hand side. And then I'm not too sure what this store was, but it's really looking bad. The minute they sort of stop looking after buildings and maintenance, things just look nasty. And even a little bit of a graffiti here and there. And looking back to this Prada store on the corner here. So as I continue walking around some of the streets here in central Moscow, I'm just wondering how people kind of feel about this. Now, I'm sure there's going to be a big differing of opinions. You know, some people are going to be good, all the shops have left. And then some people are going to be kind of, you know, sad for the retail industry and job losses and, you know, the flow-on effect. So delivery drivers aren't working, warehouses aren't working, you know. So let me know what you think in the comments about watching this video and how it makes you feel as I walk around the center of Moscow. And then walking around a little bit further here, you're going to see even more stores closed now. I don't know what the names of these were originally, but again, this is a very nice building where we are here. This is not too far up from where the Nespresso store was, but again, all these lower level buildings are all basically closed up. There is a cafe right here open, but everything that's sort of upstairs from it and that upper level are all gone. And actually further down in the next part of the building, it's also closed as well. So the next two stores here on the right hand side also don't have tenants, so they've vacated. So what they do, they basically put the plastic up over the windows, and then the construction guys come in and sort of tear out everything they possibly can that's got any kind of value into the store. It's really not nice to see these sort of streets like this, because this is kind of a very kind of upscale part of central Moscow, and then where you see kind of every second or third business kind of gone and closed up. And then not even across the road here, this is one of the cafes that were here. And the thing is, once people stop patronizing these kind of areas and there's less foot traffic or people coming shopping, And slowly the cafes and bars are going to struggle as well. So here's another one that's closed up also. And then walking down Kuznetsky Mosque Street from the other end, we'll start to see a few more of these closed stores and for sale signs, or for rent basically. They kind of dotted all along Kuznetsky Mosque Street here. So Kuznetsky Mosque off in the very distance where we started out originally. So we've gone from kind of clouds to pouring rain to bright sunshine, all in the space of about an hour or so. But you'll see here even these lower level businesses are kind of all gone. This is kind of again it was a very busy street going back, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, and then now nothing. This was actually where the Adidas store was, and they've put some kind of different posters in the window, kind of making it look like it was something else, like a theater, but it's very gloomy, I guess. And even some of these offices on these lower levels are kind of not here either. So yeah, this whole kind of stretch on this left-hand side has got all closed stores. The burger place is open here on the right. Everybody's come back out again. You'll see the streets get busy again now that it's bright sun. It's been a very weird few hours walking around. Doesn't probably look at as much on the video, but this is called Ketchup. It's kind of one of quite a lot of different burger places around Moscow. So as we come slowly to the end of the video and we come back to Kuznetsky Mosque, you'll see life's going to breathe back a little bit into the street now that the weather has blown past. And again, we'll see Sum here on the right-hand side. And then right off in the distance there, Kuznetsky Mosque 12 by Lalik, right up on the roof there. So yeah, it's again, you'll see the closed stores that we noticed earlier there, Tommy Hilfiger. We've kind of done one lap around, sort of showing as much as I could in one video. So hopefully it'll not be too long once we cut out a little bit here and there and see what happened with the rain on a couple of the different bits that I filmed. So yeah, there is people coming and going a bit now, but there's nowhere for them to shop. Okay, everybody, as I walk down the cobblestone of Kuznetsky Mosque Street, I think I've said it about 20 times now. I want to thank everybody for watching the video. I hope you found this kind of interesting, enlightening, insightful, and it kind of gives you a good idea of the luxury shopping market here in Moscow center and the kind of state of it at the moment now. We are literally not more than 5 minutes walk to the Kremlin, to Red Square, Bolshoi Theater. Everything is right where I am here, literally. I can be there within minutes. So we're right in the heart of Moscow here, and we're in full blazing sun as I end the video. So thanks everybody for watching. Traveling with Russell here in Moscow, Russia, as we try not to get run down by the cars. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up and maybe post a comment. Let me know what you think. What do you think of all the stores that have closed, all these luxury brands that have gone away? Let me know in the comments. Thanks everybody. See you in another video. Bye.